Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to be here with you live directly from the Component Center from FCA plant in Beijing to conduct one more edition of the annual Supplier Meeting and Awards. It's 10 a.m. and I'm Naida Lilies, and I'll be the host for this ceremony, whose purpose is to acknowledge the quality of FCA Latin suppliers in 20 different categories. We are broadcasting to the entire world. If you want to follow this event in English, please follow the link in the YouTube description field.
With English translation, please follow the link in the YouTube description field.
This year specifically, in which all of us have been affected by COVID-19 pandemic, our acknowledge will be even more extensive. In addition to awarding the highlights of 2019, we will also acknowledge the efforts of our partner companies that helped us minimize the effects of this terrible pandemic through honorable mentions. We've chosen some of these companies that stood out, and we produced small videos which will be presented throughout the award to share these best practices. All of the situation, unfortunately, doesn't allow us to celebrate together as we have always done for this award. But FCA wanted to maintain this such an important celebration for the industry, even though we're doing it online, to acknowledge the merit of our partners. So, the online format allows for more employees and workers and our suppliers to follow the award. On behalf of FCA, we thank you very much for your audience. Now, to conduct this ceremony together with me, I'd like to invite our true host, Juliano Alex Almeida, the Purchasing Director for FCA Latin America. Good morning, Juliano.
Very good morning. It's a great pleasure to be here with you.
Welcome. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you very much. Good morning to everyone. I hope you like this event that we prepared especially for you.
Juliano, so we could start by thanking these companies that helped FCA in implementing actions to fight the COVID-19 crisis.
I think it's a great idea, Naira. We know how much this pandemic has affected us all. Without any distinction, we are fully aware that its effects were not worse because many companies and persons came together and did not measure efforts to fight its effects. Thanks to the proactivity of these teams, FCA had the means to safely continue contributing to come back with the production in Brazil. This situation, by the way, reminds me of a phrase from a North American writer that I like very much, Ernest Hemingway. It says, "Those who are in the trenches next to you is more important than war itself," which really reflects our reality, the time we went through in the event today.
True, and it's very good to know that a number of companies were side by side with FCA at this moment in the trenches, right? Now, we are going to show these companies that are now acknowledged by FCA. Outlet Phelpser, Azul, Brose, Comal,
Denso, FMM, Furlong Brazil, Jabil,
Jassanave, Lear, Lidermark, Newtech,
Pirelli, PMC, PSMM, Revescoat,
Seda, Sandogoban, Ceres, Senai, Fiang,
and Tiberina, Transnac, and Ventana Serra. To all these companies and to all their managers, our thank you very, very much.
So we've chosen some of these companies to produce short video cases which will be shown throughout the award celebration to share the best practices. Well, Juliana, to open the ceremony today, I call our first guest, Carl Ismail, Chief Blur for FCA.
That's true, Naira. He really wanted to participate in our meeting today, just like all of us, online.
So, Let's listen to Carl Smarty's message.
And this certainly has been a remarkable time in our lives. As I'm sure some of you have heard lately, it is often said that times of crisis reveal our true character, and the level of commitment, solidarity, determination, and effort demonstrated by everybody during this period to help our local communities and support first responders and healthcare workers has been really extraordinary. And specifically to Kamau, Saris, Nutek, Jabil, and Sada, bravo, congratulations. We'll hear more about their contributions during the program, but I want to extend my sincere appreciation for your proactive, agile, diligent, and generous support. Coordinating, building, restoring, and delivering alcohol dispensers, masks, face shields, and ventilators, you answered the call and applied ingenuity and perseverance to support the many people and organizations in need. Again, very well done. I would also like to share a few examples of what we've been doing. FCA has been always demonstrating resourcefulness in times of challenge, and in the past year has been no exception. We have produced more than 15 million masks to meet our ongoing commitment to donate face masks to those who are on the front lines of the pandemic, as well as support the company's internal needs. In fact, in China, when the virus first hit, FCA sourced and donated 500,000 masks, and our China JV donated vehicles and medical materials to local nonprofits and hospitals. In Italy, our engineering and manufacturing teams have been working with CRA Engineering, the only domestic producer of ventilators, to significantly increase their output. And in Brazil, as you all well know, we built 2 field hospitals in record time for low-income families, adding some 220 beds to the public health care system. We also built a 100-bed field hospital in Argentina, and we're repairing ventilators from public hospitals in Brazil and supporting local manufacturers to help increase national production almost tenfold. At the same time, during the production pause, we identified and implemented a comprehensive, multi-layered program of safety measures for our facilities, which included on-site temperature checks, daily health questionnaires, regular distribution of PPE, social distancing rules, and continual cleaning and disinfecting practices. Our reopening was a gradual and responsible process, with the safety and well-being of our employees, visitors, and supplier partners always remaining at the forefront of our approach. I want to share a specific thank you to Ray Scott from Lear for generously sharing their safe work playbook across the industry at a time when we were all working to create a safe work environment for our colleagues. Now I want to transition a bit to share some updates as it relates to our global leadership team. I'll just point out a few of them. Last November, I appointed Giuliano as head of LATAM purchasing after he spent some time in Whirlpool. Almost a year in, I've been impressed with his leadership skills and the work his team is leading. We also have a global head of supplier operations, Alexei Gapanov, who will be speaking later during the program. And more recently, I appointed Amy McLean as global head of supplier relations and risk management. We have also replicated this role in LATAM, and now Roger Diaz has this responsibility. And just a few weeks ago, Anna Marquette was assigned responsibility for global supply chain management, process, and methods, reporting directly to me. And from the operations side, as you all know, the North America, LATAM, and APAC plants are back to pre-pandemic shift patterns. We expect EMEA to achieve this level during this quarter, and there has not been any significant production disruptions due to COVID-19. And based on the tremendous efforts of all of you, we have not had any significant supply chain issues. For all of this, I want to say thank you for helping us safely and flawlessly relaunch our global operations. And along with the restart of production, our dealer network is open for sales in all regions, with the remaining locations expected to be back in business soon as lockdown restrictions gradually ease across the world. I'd also like to share a quick overview of our Q2 earnings that we shared in late July. As we knew it would, the pandemic significantly impacted our second quarter performance. But while adjusted EBIT for the period was $0.9 billion, our results were better than many expected. In Latin America, we achieved market leadership for the first time ever and also maintained our leading position in Brazil. Congratulations to everyone. At the end of June, we launched the much anticipated new Fiat Strada, Brazil's best-selling pickup truck for almost 2 decades. The launch leveraged its already strong reputation and long-lasting success to reaffirm our market leadership. And I'm happy to report the demand for the new truck has been very strong, which is why I come to you now asking for your commitment to review production capacity to ensure that you can meet our increasing demand. In North America, we remain profitable due to the stronger than anticipated market recovery. And in fact, in the United States, we improved our retail market share by 10 basis points. Now we are into the second half of the year and striving for the strongest possible results for the full year. As we think about what this means for all of you, I wanted to share some thoughts. One thing is that this crisis has certainly done is to force us to relook at just about every facet of our business and determine how we are going to adapt to what some are calling the new next. We all have faced a major disruption, and we need to be prepared not to go back to normal, but position ourselves for growth in this uncertain environment. With this in mind, my team is increasingly focused on two critical activities: proactively managing supplier risks and ensuring competitiveness. While we have relaunched manufacturing globally and are back up, I cannot stress enough the need for you, our supplier partners, to communicate any risk you think may be coming our way, either in the terms of financial distress or supply chain disruption. We have a good wind under our belts, but let's not let our foot off the gas. And the other focus, of course, will be on cost competitiveness, and there's a few ways we are looking at this. Keep an eye out for the upcoming meetings with Giuliano, where we'll be sharing more of our plans. But we all need to remain focused so we can continue investing in today's macro trends: electrification, mobility, connectivity, and autonomous driving. So let me walk you through some of our plans on that front. Electrification is already at the core of our strategy and growing significantly during 2020, with the addition of several new electrified options to our portfolio. For example, the Jeep Renegade and Compass 4XE are leading the way for the brand's entry into the EV market in Europe. The all-new Fiat 500 full battery vehicle will be available in our European showrooms in September. The Ducato BEV, a full electric version of our segment leader in Europe, to be launched in October, will become Fiat Professional's flagship for electric mobility. And Jeep's icon, the Wrangler, will launch a 4XE version in the US market by the end of this year, and in Europe and China early next year. For Maserati, we're committed to key investments to renew and expand its product offerings with a regular cadence of new product launches, including a significant level of electrified powertrains through 2024. We just hosted Maserati Day, where the company revealed the new super sports car MC20 and the new 100% Maserati powertrain. So we're doing a lot, but we also have a lot to look forward to. Moving to our e-mobility plans, FCA has adopted a holistic view on e-mobility, offering mobility services that encompass advanced tools ranging from digital tutorials to smart access to cities, as well as recharging networks, both public and proprietary, across Europe. And all with the view to always keep the customer first. For example, together with our leases division, we're working to create a true ecosystem of products and services to meet the expectations of those who will use electrified vehicles. We also took a major step in the intensification of our autonomous driving technology program by expanding our partnership with Waymo to light commercial vehicles, starting with the Ram ProMaster. We also selected Waymo as our exclusive partner to deploy L4 fully autonomous technology across our entire product portfolio, setting the pace for a safe and sustainable mobility solution that will help define the automotive world in the years and decades to come. Of course, I want to spend a moment talking about the merger. The combination of FCA and PSA will create the world's fourth largest OEM by volume. A few weeks ago, we announced with PSA that when the transaction is complete, the new group's corporate name will be Stellantis. Of course, the great brand names and logos from each company will remain unchanged. The preparations for the merger are advancing and are well on schedule to close by the end of Q1 2021. As a close, I want to congratulate all of our supplier partners who are winning awards today. Without your diligence and expertise, we couldn't do what we do. So let's keep the hardworking momentum going and work together to solve any obstacles that comes our way. And again, congratulations and thank you for your time.
Muito obrigada, Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Smiley. So then we are going to start our award ceremony. It's the most expected moment, right, Eliana? Yeah, this year the winning companies are not present here. So we nominated FCE representatives to receive the trophies on behalf of winners. Once again, technology is present and together with us. So when winners are announced, a QR code will appear on the corner of your screen. There, you'll be able to have a virtual version of your trophy, which you can share on social media. So let's get started, right?
Let's go.
For the first category, today we'd like to call Geraldo Barro, Quality Director for FCA Latam.
Good morning, Juliano. Good morning, Geraldo. It's a great pleasure to be here with you today.
Good morning. Welcome. The first category today in the annual Supplier Conference Awards 2020 is Foundational Principles. The principle this year is long-term thinking. The finalists for this category are Yazak of Brazil, Tiberina, Argentina, Justamp, Argentina, and Pilmington.
And the winner is Justamp Argentina. Justamp is an important supplier of SCA in Argentina, having become a strategic partner because of its excellence in technical development and commitment with competitiveness. Justamp is a reference in the use of SIM methodologies and has been the first supplier to develop large tools in Argentina in launching the Kronos Fiat.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Justamp. Thank you very much, Bara.
Now, we'll have Fernão Silveiro here, Corporate Communication and Sustainability Director.
Good morning, Nara. Good morning, Juliano. Good morning, how are you? It's a great pleasure to be here in this beautiful party. It is virtual, but it's very important.
Welcome. Well, the category now is sustainability. The finalists for this category are Lear Corporation, Bozal, Brazil, Continental Parafusos, and Sumidenso.
Very good. Well, and the winner is Lear Corporation with their programs Together for Rio, Cleaning the World, Lear Sustainable, and Respect. Lear Corporation has been a reference in implementing sustainability programs, innovative and continuous programs involving not only their employees, but also the communities in the regions where the company operates. Congratulations to Marcelo and the entire Lear team for the project. Thank you very much for now. Thank you very much and congratulations for this event.
We'd like to receive now Marcio Tonani, Product Development Director for FCA Latin America.
Good morning, Ira. Good morning, Juliano. Good morning. I'm doing good. Juliano and Nara, I'd like to ask for your permission to make a brief comment in regards to this very important award ceremony. FCA is very proud of counting on partners who believe in pioneering innovation, technological development in our country. As you all know, we have just launched in the market the new Fiat Strada, a product developed 100% in our development pole here in Betim with the special participation of our partners and suppliers. We develop innovative process such as early engagement with which many of you have been with us since the very beginning of this work, of this huge market success. And in addition to this, the new Fiat Strada also brings innovative content that enable the continuous evolve of our product, delivering to our stakeholders what was promised to them at the time of the project contract. So I would like to leave here my deepest thanks to all our roster of suppliers that have much contributed to the success of our products. Thank you very much.
Well, the category now is innovation. With this categories we have MTA Brazil Industria, Take, and Avenue Code.
And the big winner is, I think I'm very proud of announcing, is our partner MTA. Engaged in many fronts of optimization and process improvement, MTA is a reference in innovation, developing the modern power distribution center, presenting a hybrid and modular solution, guaranteeing a more robust project, reduction of weight and cost, and most important, 100% technology developed right here in our country. MTA's work has been translated in a cost cross-sectional economy in all the platforms of vehicles that will be developed here in Latin America. Thank you very much. Congratulations, and let's continue innovating. Thank you, MCA. Congratulations to all the employees of MTA as well. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, now, representing the digital category, we'll call André Souza, Chief Information Officer for FCA Latin America.
Good morning, Ira. Good morning, Juliano. How are you? Good. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome. So let's go to the award for the digital category. The finalist suppliers are Take and Avenue Code.
And the big winner is Take. Take is our partner in creating and installing our WhatsApp channel to have a human and robot care for our Jeep and Fiat brands. Take has been fundamental for FCA to become the first car assembler to implement a WhatsApp channel in its customer care, providing a fast and totally integrated methodology with the CRM. Great. Congratulations to Take. Thank you very much, Andrea. Good morning. Thank you.
Thank you. And the last category in the first block is value optimization. To receive the award on behalf of the winning companies, we call Julio Alves, Purchasing Program Management Manager.
Good morning, Ira. Good morning, Juliano.
Good morning. Welcome. So now let's know the finalists for this category. Yazak Brazil, Lear Brazil, and also Denso.
And the big winner is Yazaki do Brazil, pushed by a culture of value optimization and a very well-structured governance with the support and competitivity. Yazaki Brazil engaged its employees from different levels and boards and departments and performed a great technical optimization, overcoming all the established targets. Congratulations, Yazaki. Great. Congratulations to Lazaro and the entire Yazaki team. I'd also like to congratulate the finalists. Thank you, Julio. Thank you.
Okay, just a reminder, all of the trophies, of course, will be sent to the companies that won this in the future. As we mentioned in the beginning, this morning we are going to share some cases of companies that stood out in actions to fight the COVID-19. The first video is with Sirius that adjusted the plant spaces for FCA. Let's watch it.
Então, Juliano.
So, Juliano, how do you feel about this experience of doing an annual supply online?
Well, Naira, before I answer your question, I'd like to especially thank Ceres, because if it were not for them, we would not have come back to production. So they have been fundamental for us.
That's true. You watched the short video case on these companies that did help us a lot.
Exactly. But now answering your question, it is a very different experience, right? It is really incredible that even being afar, and of course because of circumstances today, it is still possible to feel the attention of all of you who are watching us today. And there's another positive side to it that you mentioned at the very beginning. At a time, right now, we have over 1,100 people watching us, and this is much more than the capacity of the hall we have here where we held this event last year.
So we have a much larger audience. So we see that we can learn each step of the way, right?
Então, sequência à nossa cerimônia.
So let's continue our ceremony. We have another message now from an FCA global executive that wanted really to be here, even though remotely. We are talking about Alexei Gapanov, VP Global Supplier Operations.
All right, thank you, Carlton. Dear Latam team, Julietano and Antonio, thank you for hosting this event. I would also like to extend thanks for participation and a big welcome to you, our suppliers, in this award ceremony. It is actually one of the few times that I cherish very much to celebrate our common success together with you. As you know, most of the time we work on side by side on process improvements or product improvements, or getting ready to launch a new product, solving a lot of opportunities together. So these moments are cherished, and I'm very happy to be here with you. Allow me to compliment both the FCA Latam team and you, our extended family, for the recent achievements in QAS quality survey for the vehicles that have been built and sold in Latam. As some of you may already know, FCA Latam has taken a lead has taken the vehicles into the first quartile, and some vehicles actually topped their segment. This is a fantastic achievement, both on the part of technical team that I know works very hard to achieve it, and of course you, who greatly contributed to the success. So thank you, you did it. Please keep this up. A little bit about quality. To me, quality is essential. It is not only assumed by our customers as given in this competitive age of automotive manufacturing, but it is a norm and a necessary ingredient for mutual sustainability. You know, it drives a reputation, it improves the total cost of ownership long term, and those are extremely important in creating a good brand value. Those are key contributors. So what you've done together with us to achieve those results are absolutely steps in the right direction for sustainability and for continued business success together. Let me also point out that our internal indicators, some of you also know, such as warranty at 3MIS, as well as earlier indicators in the plant, are also beating their prior records. So the vehicles that are being produced today are better than they have been in the past, and coupled with an already good position in QAS, the immediate indicators suggest that we'll continue to do so in the near future. Let's talk a little bit about the future. Like other regions, Latam really has its work cut out in front of it for the last part of 2020, but also a significant amount of work in 2021, where we will deliver much awaited vehicles in the major product offensive. It is therefore of paramount importance for us to keep the focus on launch cadence, our execution, and delivering on our commitments. Execution now is more relevant than ever, as the new vehicles are poised to take advantage of additional market share that we can capture and grow sales in key segments. And this is so relevant for the wonderful product that's coming in 21. Right? And the ability to do so and accountability for this is on us. In the new remote or virtual environment, it is effective communication and early identification of risk, along with swift execution, that are key to keeping our commitment and to deliver on both customer satisfaction, which we've proven we're able to do, and on very difficult but very successful products that we're launching in the future, and therefore meeting our business objectives. The true strength of our partnership at this time is the key ingredient to the common success in this region and beyond. So once again, I'd like to focus our attention on what's coming, on prep work in 2020 for the launches of the wonderful, fantastic new product in our product offensive in 2021. In conclusion, I'd like to thank you once again, wishing you and your families health and security, and wishing our common enterprise a successful future. Thanks, and we'll see you soon.
Obrigada,
Thank you, Mr. Gapanov. Just a reminder, once again, whenever the winner is announced, a QR code will appear in the corner of your screen that will give you access to a virtual version of the trophy, which can be shared in your social media. Shall we go, Juliano, for the next group of nominees?
Let's go.
And the trophies will be sent to winners in the future, in a date yet to be set. We chose representatives from FCA to receive the awards on behalf of the winning companies. Continuing our award ceremony, we'd like to have Benui Listorino, Manufacturer Latin America Director, representing services, CAPEX, and indirect materials categories.
Good morning, Giuliano. It's a great pleasure to be here. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Good morning. So let's see the nominees. In services, we have Heavy Brazil, Adaptação Veicular, Frangovic, Transportation, Lisserv, Surveillance and Transportation.
And the winner is Rev Brazil, working in the services of transforming vehicles with high technical performance and partnership and commercial auctions of direct sales to government. They stood out especially because of their special effort in anticipating delivery of vehicles Fiorino for the mail in a very short term, showing flexibility and commitment.
Okay, the following category is CAPEX. The nominees are GMA Aerospace, Span Eletromecanica, and Doom Brazil.
And the winner is GME Aerospace, an important partner specialized in the closures soldering lines that presented high competitive and technical performance in recent years. GME has showing high engagement with FCA, being a reference in advanced engineering and simultaneous engineering. In 2019, it stood out for being very active in co-design works, proposing innovative solutions for a new Jeep project, and responding very quickly to the challenges placed by FCA.
Okay, the next category is indirect material. The finalists are Good in Brazil Tooling, Sumitomo Electric, Mapol Tooling of Brazil.
And the big winner is Goering Brazil. Goering Brazil is a supplier partner in cutting tools for processes or rolling process, and also managing this line in a motors plant in Campo Largo, showing high proactivity in identifying and proposing solutions, reducing costs, and improving processes, having important projects implemented in 2019. Thank you very much. I thank you. Congratulations, GME, Ravi, and Goering. And thank you very much, Pierluigi. Thank you very much, and congratulations to the winners.
Now, to represent the next category, Mopar, someone you're very familiar with, Mr. Luis Santa Maria, the Mopar Director for Latin America.
Good morning, Giuliano. How's it going? Good morning. It's a big pleasure to be with you. It's always an honor in such a special time to be here. Thank you very much for the invitation. It's our pleasure.
These are the finalist companies for the Mopar category: Shell Brazil, Mari Metalev, and Robert Bosch.
And the winner is Shell Brazil. For its capacity to reinvent itself in a strict market through a continuous search of opportunities and improvement in products and services focused on the FCA client. Shell has always showed being very active through global best practices that have a 360-degree look around the horizons of the business. Congratulations to everyone. Thank you very much, Luis, and congratulations to Shell.
Thank you very much. Finally, to close the second block of nominees, we would receive Pablo Rodriguez, Purchasing Director for FCA Argentina. For obvious reasons, he's not traveled here, but he sent a video which will be showing as we announce the winner for the Regional Focus Argentina. The nominees: Tiberi Argentina, Pirelli Argentina, Lear Cables Argentina. Juliano, take it over.
And the big winner is Tiberina Automotive. Congratulations, Tiberina. And now we'll hear the message from Pablo Rodriguez. Good morning, everyone. I'm very happy, and I'd like to congratulate Tiberina's team for this award and for the this acknowledgement is the effort and commitment and all the professionalism with which Giovanni Vanelista and all the local team faced the challenges of 2019. So this is a reference for all the development bases of Argentina. It's being proactive and flexible, always prioritizing the needs of the customer. Surely the support of the region of Barba and even Orlando, Italia were fundamental for this achievement. Once again, congratulations to Berina and invite all of you to follow this path of excellence. Thank you very much.
Okay, congratulations to all winners and also to the finalists. Right, Juliano? Continuing, let's see the work made by another partner company that stood out with actions to fight COVID-19. This is Comal. They produced protection masks, which are indispensable these days. So this is the kind of action that they make a difference for FCA to continue producing and ensuring the safety of their teams. Right, Eliana?
And now special thanks to Comal. Comal has been a great partner in acquiring all the equipment to produce masks, which were a new métier that FCA has just entered now. But only through them we managed to be safer in this, coming back to production.
And this is even more important in such difficult times we're going through. So since we started talking like that here, I'm sure that our audience would like to hear a lot more. So can we ask you a few questions, Juliana? Well, Juliana, this is your first annual supplier conference as a purchasing manager.
Well, now, first, it's a great pleasure for me to be here. We are acknowledging companies that help us provide products that overcome the expectations of our final consumers. Now, more than an acknowledgement, I would like to make here the record to register a commitment that my work in FCA is to bring to all of you partners. This commitment I state here for you based on three fundamental pillars. FCA's position as a preferential customer of our suppliers, partner suppliers, focus on communication and transparency, and redirecting the traditional sales relation of purchase and sales to a model more geared towards business partnerships.
So let's start with the preferential client, the first pillar you mentioned.
Yes, let's go. Well, we want to be ahead of our competitors. We want to be to first have new technologies, processes, solutions, and services that will make FCA continue being recognized as an innovative company, a strong, fast, and pioneer. Now, I know very well that these goals can only be achieved by merit, right, Naira?
That is very true. So let's go to the second pillar you mentioned, which addresses communication, which is a key part for everything to happen, right?
Exactly. Well, we want to establish a communication of excellence with transparency, coherence, and being very assertive. Well, of course, this will result in strengthening the mutual trust and commitment. We want to have our suppliers, partners, you, our partners, closer to us, talking about all the points that are relevant to the sustainability and success of our businesses. In order to establish a constant bridge of dialogue, your participation is more than accepted, it will be required.
And I'm sure that you have taken a lot of action to even boost this communication further.
Yes, we have done some interesting things, and I will mention some of them to you here. Well, one of them is webcast FCA suppliers. So far, we have ran 7 webcasts, and others will come by year end. In webcast, we have shared the FCA plan for the COVID-19 crisis management. We also shared main projects and information about volume, production calendar through a process that inside we call it Smart Restart. Your participation is being fundamental so that we can find solutions to supply market demands. We are reacting fast to the needs to increase production capacity. An example we can give you is the case of the new strata that has been overcoming by large our expectations. But still talking about communication, we are reformulating the 4T forum. 4T is the forum of discussions with presidents of strategic partners. This forum is now going to be called Latin Supplier Advisory Council, aligned with the Supplier Advisory Council global-wise. It will have its structure, scope, and objectives fully reformulated, which we will announce soon. And finally, still about communication, the holding of this very event here of acknowledgement, still we are all online today. It is a proof of our availability in being closer and recognizing our partner.
Okay, so this all takes us to the third pillar, which talks about partnership, right?
Exactly, Naira, but we are talking here about establishing a true partnership that goes much beyond the traditional commercial relation of purchase and sales, which starts adopting a concept that I call business partners. This partnership only exists when the partners also share the same goals, having as a goal to serve the needs of our end customer. We want to redirect time and the energy dedicated today to relations and commercial disputes so that together we can think of solutions that truly add value to our end customer. And if we are together, this is because the market demand requires the participation of all. And for sure, we have the talent and the capacity to meet this demand. Well, just to give you an idea of how relevant these 3 pillars are for us, we have also placed in our vision the goal of being considered the purchasing area of reference in this industry, always looking for opportunities to optimize value for our end customers in a fair and coherent way.
Well, that being said, the question that comes to mind is, why is all of this so important for FCA?
Good question, Ira. But see, it is important to bring back our 8 fundamental principles, which are global, as you can see here. That's because through them we can improve our relationships with our suppliers, what of course has a direct impact on our performance. I mention here research or studies such as the IHS market showing that car assemblers that have a better relationship with their suppliers have a better performance because they have access to better quality products, because they work together in innovation projects. They reinforce the partnerships for the development of new technologies because they find better means to optimize cost and investment. They have more mutual trust and a commercial relationship, and so on and so forth. I could list here many other items as well. Now, there's another point here, Naira. Some years ago, a study was carried out about competitivity and partnership with regional and global suppliers, and more focused on the automotive industry, and the results were surprising. Our suppliers, they price their products in up to 10% higher, more expensive than the fair price for customers with which they have no relationship of mutual trust. And this same study indicates that suppliers that take innovation proposals and optimization of value, first they take these proposals first to those customers that they deem partners. And of course, it is in this place that we want to position ourselves. And of course, this is no easy task. And of course, it is a two-way path. It can only work if both sides work with this as a common goal. But of course, I am sure that we can take this step together to bring the proper competitivity and focus on the development of new technologies and innovation.
Well, it seems to me that to reach these objectives, we would need a deep behavioral change, right?
Exactly, but not only that. Besides an important a behavioral change, we need a process of changing the culture of the entire structure and establishing new mindsets. That is why I wanted here to share with all of you an internal program of purchases here from FCA, the Purchasing to Future. This is an action that started in late 2019 with actions such as diagnosing the work environment, bringing back competitive advantages, and the purchasing team in providing sustainability to our business. In 2020, we started the second phase of this program with organizational change, analyzing the workforce, establishing new KPIs and KAIs, and the critical interface analysis, those analysis with other areas within FCA. With this, we created 12 strategic projects that deal from the very rediscussion of the mission of the purchasing department, why we do have purchasing. It is like a back to basics, right? All the way to a project we call zero-based purchasing, where the team is stimulated, is encouraged to completely reinvent the purchasing area. And to summarize, the main goal of the Purchasing to Future, besides strengthening resources and competitivity, is to establish a cultural model based on organizational health to bring sustainability and regularity to results in the middle and long run.
Incredible. Well, speaking about that, let's talk about the future. The future is now, right? So can you tell us a little bit about the future?
That's right, now. Actually, the future is today. But let's talk. 2021 will be a year of great launches and great challenges as well for FCA. It is a priority to maintain our active role, especially seeing the hard year that we are living through today. The pressure of exchange rate devaluation with other factors such as logistics impact, time to market, make increasingly more evident the need to substantially increase our level of localization. It is a time more than opportune for you, our partners, to focus on the nationalization of parts and subcomponents. Besides, it is important to stress that FCA has global platforms, which opens incredible opportunities for you, even from the viewpoint of exports to other production poles, other FCA production poles. Another point, we need to maintain focus on development. We have two large projects of the brand Fiat and one from brand Jeep that you already know to be launched in the next 18 months. But Antonio will talk a little about this later, and he will talk more about this. One thing is that we need to make sure that the milestones of these projects be reached with the level of quality that we need. Well, and the optimization work of cost and value must continue together with the value optimization team. Another point, to guarantee the launches with the level of excellence and competitivity, we need to guarantee that the actions that aim to optimize customers be prioritized. Therefore, the VO proposals for vehicles in development, as I have just mentioned, as well as to the current business, are fundamental for our sustainability. And here I mention the Super and Super Idea programs that have been so relevant to generate value optimization proposals. They must be better communicated within your homes, so to speak. In this increasingly more dynamic market, we also need to count on your speed and resolve to meet our demands, being in function of mix variations as well as for the increase in production capacity because of the market demands. We need to eliminate inefficiencies to reduce lead time and also extraordinary costs to reduce and maintain our customers' loyalty.
Well, it's a lot of information, and this is valuable information. So let's recap for our audience so that people know a summary, right?
Very important right now. I said a lot of things here. Well, we have three pillars that pave our goals vis-a-vis our partners. FCA as a preferential customer, focus on communication and transparency, and establishing business partnerships more than only a traditional commercial relation. To consolidate these goals, we need to promote behavioral change that is very important, that goes through a change in culture. This process of change is being worked here by the purchasing team, by the project that we call Purchasing to Future. And here our goals, strategic goals, which are many for now and also for 2021, are localization, focus on development, focus on value optimization proposals, speed and response to the market. And that's it. This is what I had to share with all of you. And thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. And I also invite you to be here with you. So let's take our places so we can continue the presentation. Just a reminder, when the winners are announced, the QR code will appear on the corner of the screen here, giving you access to a virtual version of the trophy. And you can share this on your social media. So shall we continue, Juliana? The categories now are raw materials and body. We invite Marlucy Borges, the raw materials and body manager. Good morning, Naira and Juliano. I'm very happy to be here with you. Welcome, Marlucy. Thank you. So let's see the nominees in the body category. These are the finalists: AGC, Glass, Bros Brazil, Itaesbra Indústria Mecânica. And the winner is Itaesbra. a supplier that surprised us when it comes to partnership. It has stood out in the commitment with the client challenges and long-term strategic thinking. In addition, it strengthened a partnership with FCA by installing a new plant in Pernambuco to support the Goiânia production plant. Congratulations! Next category is raw materials. The finalists are PPG Industrial do Brasil and ArcelorMittal. And the winner is PPG Industrial, which has worked with FCA with mutual transparency, proactive collaboration, and high-level communication. This partner is acknowledged for its leading role in proposing new technological solutions that promote better quality and performance and also cost reduction.
Congratulations, Itaeva, PPG. Thank you very much for the partnership. Thank you very much, Barlucy. Well, thank you.
Thank you. Now to represent interiors and electronics, we have Dulcinea Brante, Global Lead for Interiors and Electronics Manager. Good morning, everyone. Juliano, welcome. So let's see the nominees. The category is interiors. These are the finalists: Iber Aleph Brazil, Lear do Brasil, and Denso. And the winner is Iber Aleph. Has stood out for its sense of commitment and urgency in meeting FCM demands. It has technical expertise that is unique. It's a flexible company that gives us quality and ensures delivery. In addition, they are an important FCA partner to identify new business opportunities. Now, let's go to the electrical electronics category. The finalists are IASAC Brazil, ASK, and Onhotec. And the winner is IASAC. IASAC is always aware of quality and assurance and delivery. It's a benchmark for its transparent behavior that is also proactive, flexible, and agile. They have a high expertise team that contributes to the improvement of the current products and also to develop new products for FCA. Their technical proposals aim to increase the value of these products.
Congratulations, Yazaki, Verlev. Congratulations. Thank you. Good morning.
Well, finally, to represent the last category of this third block, we have William Lopes, Purchasing Power Plant Director.
Good morning, Naira. Good morning, Juliano. Thank you.
So let's see the nominees. Izine, Life in Automotive, Ceramica and Velas, and NGK.
And the winner is Aisin. Aisin stands out for the quality and delivery of parts produced in Japan. They have commercial transparency and sustainability in relationship with FCA, maintaining high performance and quality indicators, guarantee, and competitiveness. Congratulations, Aisin. Congratulations, Aisin, an important partner here in transmission. Thank you very much, William.
Thank you, William, for being here with us today. Well, congratulations, everyone. Once again, I remind you that the trophies for the winners will be sent to them in the future. Let's see another video acknowledging best practices to fight COVID-19. The company is New Tech, and they produced face shields.
Bom,
Well, continuing our annual Supplier Conference Awards 2020, let's listen to the message of the COO, Antonio Filosa.
Good morning, Ira, Giuliano. Good morning, everyone. It's a great pleasure to once again having been invited to such an important event like this one, our new annual supplier conference and awards, together with the main, if not all, the suppliers from Latin America for FCA. It is an honor and a privilege. Unfortunately, this year we could not be together, physically together. We all know of the reasons for that, and so we will be doing this virtually. And here, because of work commitments, I'm in Europe, not in Brazil, but of course I could not miss the opportunity of being digitally present with you for some minutes. So once again, thank you very much. Once again, Naira, thank you. Giuliano, thank you very much. And I repeat, it is a great pleasure. Well, I am here to talk a little to you about how FCA sees the future that we have ahead of us and how we are moving through this very special times, very challenging times, because for sure this pandemic came and changed all. And what it changed throughout these months will become partially, not totally, but partially, an additional habits of some consumers, which may cause some changes in how cars may have more or less relevance in the market. What we have discovered, and the result of this slide shows a study we ran together with Google, is that that was the very tool for building an in-house project together with Google and other partners to redefine and better understand what will be the main factors associated to post-pandemic demands. We know that 48% of those who intend to buy a car after the pandemics already had this plan before the pandemic. So for this half of the market, things will change very little. But 52% of the people who showed in the survey that they wanted to purchase a car, that they associated with this desire to some new some important drivers of consumption, which are mainly three. 70% said now they will, as soon as the market opens up again, they will buy the car they have always dreamed of. This is what we call consumption celebration. That represents that part of the Brazilian society that is that has financial means, for whom this pandemic represents a pure restriction of their freedom. They are dreaming now of returning to travel to Europe, traveling to Asia, and traveling to the tropics, as well as traveling to North America, for instance. They are now they really wish to go back to the best restaurants in the entire world. And right now I am thinking, they are thinking about buying the car they've always dreamed, which is consumption celebration. Now, we have other 15% that decided during the pandemic to have an important change in their personal lives. These people discovered a home office, as we are all discovering our home offices, with this incredible and very positive avalanche of new means to work supported by digital technologies like this one. They discovered that home office will enable them to change their apartment from a city, maybe a smaller apartment closer, that they live closer to their work space, to a house maybe 30 kilometers away from the city, that enables them and their families to have a better quality of life vis-a-vis the previous lives they had. Of course, this is a driver of demand that we call social impact. These people will define a new concept of mobility because, of course, they will work from home. However, living farther from the city centers, they will need cars for their families to go to school, right? To take children to school and to go to the supermarket, the grocery store, for instance, and to go to some shopping centers, as well as to go to the theater or go to the movies. So for them as well, the car gains a different type of relevance and represent a different choice of purchase because of mobility. And finally, we have about 20% that will not buy a car because of the logic of fear. These are people that now actually they want to leave collective or public transportation, and they want to use a car that they can call their own, or that is going to be used for a certain period of time. They represent about 20% of the new consumption aspects that we have here in this survey. Now, as FCA, we believe that the 48% that already wanted to buy a car, we are clearly positioned for them, and we can position ourselves to all these new consumers that identified so many variables for so different consumption behaviors, because we have a portfolio of products and services and technologies that serve them all. Consumption celebration brings some super premium cars, some very sophisticated Jeep that may totally be given or proposed to these consumers. Of course, for the consumers that change in habits of life, we also have many ways of new ways of mobility, such as some pickup trucks from Fiat, such as some Jeep SUVs, as well as other, regular cars from Fiat. And also, for those people who decided to change public transportation for their own means of transportation, we're talking about entry-level cars, and Fiat has a large portfolio for this: Mobi, Kronos, Gran Siena, Argo, to help these people, serve their desire to have their own car. And this is the future that we are starting to define now. And of course, for this future, we have a plan of investment. Our investment plan, of course, it has been somewhat delayed throughout this pandemic. You have all followed us. We had to stop the plants on March 23. And I believe all of you, it is a day that we will never forget, right? Because of everything it meant. And we stopped for 55 days. We stopped for 55 days. We stopped our local activities, but before that, we stopped. Our European suppliers stopped, and before them, the technology and component suppliers of services from Asia stopped. So having all of this, it all brought about some changes in our value chain, and that is why our investment plan was delayed in 1 year, or postponed in 1 year. Started in 2018, it was supposed to end at 2024. Now it will go all the way to 2025. However, keeping its essence, of course, the total value of investment, which are 6 billion reals in Latin America, which are the main investment drivers. We want to launch new products, 16 billion reals by 2025. We want to launch new powertrains with all of you, a service platform, connected principles and examples, real principles and examples of 4.0 manufacturing, a number of innovation projects, and of course, we want to base this all on the development of people, talent, competence in an environment, a business environment that is increasingly inclusive to everyone. This is what we intend to do, and you have a fundamental role, a very strategic role to play in this journey. Talking about products, what we want to launch? Well, we want to launch 3 SUVs, totally new SUVs, 2 from the Fiat brand, that represent and the very entry that represents the entry of this brand in the SUV world, a very specific entry, very particular and very exciting as well for all of us, and 1 SUV from the Jeep brand that will be an SUV, the most premium SUV locally produced. It will represent to Jeep the 5th essence of sophistication, of premiumness, and will become a fundamental ally to Brazilian, Argentine, and Latin American families that want once again to have a Jeep to move around. We will launch 2 pickup trucks, completely new. One actually we have already launched, the new Strada, that is being a huge market success, as you have been following. Very, very, very interesting. And we will launch another one, once again, talking always here about premium and the Ram brand. We have some important MCAs, in other words, these are products we already have, but that will be deeply changed in the powertrain and technology and functionality and aesthetics, and some changes of products of ours that will receive some smaller modifications. So from 2020 to 2022, I believe that with 12 important interventions and products, technology and powertrain, we will make FCA the brand that will most move this market when we talk about new launches. And we are a house of brands, and because of this, everything that we think is to have a long-range plan of launching products, technology, and powertrain, and this is fundamental for our main brands. And in Latin America, we have 3 very fundamental brands. We have Fiat brand, which recently is going through a rebranding activity, as we call it. In other words, we are reconnecting Fiat to its own values and consumers, and we are establishing new connections for many new consumers in Latin America. Fiat has absolutely single values in the market, the most Italian, most Brazilian brand, and most Argentinian brand of this market, and the only Italian brand in the market. We represent the quintessential Italian mobility. We are the only that can talk about Italian design in cars, and we also have other fundamental values. We are the pop brand, the one that has zero distance from consumer, that treats consumers always in the most gentler way, just as part of the family. And we are a brand that has always represented for Brazilian consumers and Argentinians and Latin Americans as well, a democratic access to technology. And all of this, of course, within this new visual brand of Fiat, that we went from the previous logo to a logo script, much more modern, that is, and the logo flag, the flag that represents what used to be the brand before, and also the origin of the brand, in other words, the Italian flag. And this is the way of representing Fiat. And you will also see and have seen the new Strada, a democratic access to technology at the same price of the old Strada. We put in the new Strada a last generation powertrain, wireless connection, greater ground clearance, greater back, and also more security and so on. And we want to continue being like this. And even more than that, we want, with the same intensity that we did for the new Strada, to launch the Fiat brand in the SUV segment. It will be a spectacular journey. It will involve all of you, and we will try to impact the market as never anyone else managed to do. Let's talk about the Jeep brand. The Jeep brand has essential and authentic values of authenticity and adventure. It is synonymous with Jeep, and what we want to do is we want to consolidate, we want to establish our leadership position of Jeep SUVs, renewing, so to speak, as never been done in the past, introducing what will be the most premium expression of SUVs localized in Brazil for Latin American markets and also for global markets, because it is a global project. And finally, we want to launch in the Brazilian market and consolidate in other markets the Ram brand. I want to show to all of you the new pickup pattern or standard based on strength, large capability, and above all, a lot of luxury, premium, and sophistication. This is what we want to do with this brand. And with our brands, through our products, we want to represent with our solutions all the main trends that we see in the market. The trend of continuous growth and connectivity, the trend of energy efficiency based on ethanol and electricity, increasingly more used, and the tendency of autonomous technology, the so-called ADAS. When we talk about infotainment and connectivity, we are working on solutions that will represent pure innovation to the Brazilian market, Argentinian, and Latin American. We want our cars to become connected services platforms. This will be clear by 2021. In many of our FCA portfolios, we want connection with infotainment, be with projection, always wireless, and access to Apple Store, Android. We want to place in our cars, depending on the segment, of course, to have increasingly larger screens and more intuitive. We also want to trace the roadmap of virtual assistance and voice command. And finally, we want even to enable payment from our vehicles with a payment platform. Now, when we talk about propulsion and mobility, here we have three fundamental pillars. The first pillar that is fundamental is our new turbo engines. Last week, I was still in Brazil, but now I'm in Europe, and I spent a few days monitoring the progress of the works of the new factory of turbo engines. It is very much advanced. It's going very well. It has a perfect technology, but even more than that, the engines we are planning to build there will be best-in-class engines in efficiency and performance. The second pillar is the ethanol route. The 2030 route, which is the main regulation landmark by 2028 of the automotive system for Brazil, is the one that represents what the automotive industry has to do to respect the environmental commitments that Brazil has signed in protocols, international protocols, which are based on electricity and ethanol. So we want to be key players in ethanol, and we want to start working with electricity in cars in Brazil through providing first imported vehicles and of hybrid vehicles and electrical vehicles. Now, talking a little about a few of these pillars, we have talked about turbo flex engines. They represent our performance, our response of turbo engines of best-in-class performance and best-in-class consumption. The two turbo engines, 1.2 and 1.3, with a multi-air technology, last state-of-the-art technology, 1.0 with 185 horsepower, 1.3 with 185 horsepower, 270 Newton per meter of torque. Now, together with the new TurboFlex engines, we want to also launch a new transmission, which will join the AT9 diesel portfolio and AT6 Flex that we already have. This is a CVT technology that will help, above all, in the entry-level cars, better efficiency and lower consumption of fuel. And we also want to show that we are key players or active players in what will come in the future, maybe a little farther ahead, but we want to start bringing to Brazil electric cars. In other words, vehicles, electrical vehicles, as well as a PHV or hybrid vehicles. And we'll do this with the Fiat brand, and starting with the Cinquecento, and also the Jeep, starting with the Renegade Jeep. And we still have, as I said, we are investing much in ADAS in levels of automation. Actually, we have been pioneers in local productions of ADAS of level 1. We launched in 2016 one version of Jeep Compass that would make decisions on acceleration and automatic brake. And we want now, between 2021 and 2022, to enter the second level. We want to propose aid in curves. So localizing this technology, us together with you, of course. And we talk about the basis of all of this, where these new technologies all start, the new competence start, the new production systems, they all start in our supply chain, all of you. The first great opportunity at a difficult time, such a hard time we're living through today, that starts to be very clear in our settings, is that we understand that this time gives us higher levels of localization. This is based on an exchange rate volatility and new local demands for technology. Everything that I've said so far, that most of it is localized. The very possibility that all of this may bring logistic efficiency, the possibility of being increasingly more integrated assemblers with suppliers, and this joint possibility of thinking about 4.0 manufacturing. Being closer, we can take to market products that are increasingly more efficient. So together with our purchasing team, engineering team, and quality and manufacturing team, together we must think about increasing the level of localization of our products. In Brazil, for instance, we have always wanted to increase localization. In Betim, we are very well located, and in Guyana, we are to be a premium. We have a premium location away from the main automotive centers. And but we do have in Guyana an important location level, but we want to continue attracting suppliers to the northeast of Brazil. And in Cordoba, we have the product Kronos with the highest level of localization of suppliers, Argentinian suppliers. So always based on localization. This has been very strong for us, and of course we mean to expand it to everything that I have talked before. This for many reasons, because it presents a defense in the exchange rate and gives us the possibility of pursuing better efficiency, improvements in quality, new production systems, and also because it enables us to have an increasingly deeper integration with all of you, an integration that enables us to pass on part of our knowledge to you, and you will be fed back with the knowledge that you are developing for the systems, for the components, for the technologies that you produce, of course, which is much better than ours. So we need your knowledge just as you need our knowledge, our guideline. So in the integration programs we have with suppliers, we call SIM Supplier Integration Management, they have increasingly encompassed more suppliers. Today we have 65 suppliers involved to the SIM, the Supply Integration Management, located between cost avoidance. We have over almost 50 million reals of savings. We have over 500 projects together. We have 143 Kaizen weeks, and we managed to make available to you 7,500 hours of training. So it is an entire universe of competence, of multiplication, of knowledge that are beneficial, that are very good for us and for all of you, I imagine, and we want to continue with this. So let's move on. We talked a little about demand, we talked a little about market, we talked a little about technology, we talked a little about investment, but especially we will talk now about behavior and mindset. The mindset I wanted to share with you is that clearly we are still amidst a deep crisis, and we don't know yet exactly, we cannot predict the unfoldings of this crisis. But very clearly we may state to all of you that we already have concrete signs of market inflection, of gradual recovery. And the recovery we want, is it the recovery we dream of, we want to know, but it's a true inflection. The worst, it has passed us by. And that is why my final message to you is this: pessimism is a feeling that must remain in the past. Way back then, we were all a bit pessimistic. We are people of the industry, we are people of a corporation, and with all, just like all industrial people, all executives of companies, optimism is always our engine, our driver, and having that sparkle of excitement, of a craziness, right? That always excites our day to day. That is why we have to start being realistically more optimistic, and especially everything that is pessimistic must remain in the past. And well, this is pretty much what I wanted to tell you. I wanted to leave this phrase with you. Pessimism is a feeling that must remain in the past. We have to start looking at the future with more optimistic eyes. And once again, I'd like to thank Juliano and the purchasing team for having enabled me to be with you virtually, and to thank all of you once again for your attention, and especially for your huge, and I really respect this, your huge partnership, technical partnership, technological, business partnership, but above all, your human partnership. Thank you very much to all of you, and I wish you all an excellent Supplier Annual Conference and Awards. And congratulations to everyone who are in the winning list. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you very much, Philosoph. So let's be optimistic, right, Juliano? Yes, as Antonio mentioned, the pessimism is in the past.
We have very important projects. We have a lot of things to do in the future, and we want you to be with us in this.
Well, now we'd like to continue with our award celebration. We'll receive FCA representatives who will also be the representatives of the winner companies in the last category. They will receive the trophies, and just a reminder once again, when the representatives count the trophies, a QR code will appear in your screen. You can capture it with your cell phone, and you'll have the virtual version of the trophy, which can be shared in your social media. So carrying on with our presentation, the category is chassis and engine systems. We have Juliana's system, the chassis and engine system manager.
Good morning, Julian. Good morning, Al. It's a great pleasure to be here with you today.
Welcome. So the nominees in the chassis category, here are the nominees: Mando Corporation Brazil, Bridgestone, and Basal Brazil.
And the big winner is Mando. Mando has quality scores that surpass expectations. They are compromised to fast solutions to serve the most urgent demands from FCA, and they are acknowledged for their technical knowledge, quality of components, and competitive differential.
The following category is engine systems. So let's see the nominees: Denso, Unicor Brazil, and Faurecia.
And the big winner is Denso Systems. Engagement, collaboration, partnership, and transparency are the words that better define Denso as an FCA supplier. Denso is committed to quality, development of new products, competitivity, and deliveries. Finally, it has shown throughout the past years to be a stakeholder aligned with the FCA's goals and focused on the satisfaction of our end customers. Congratulations, Mando. Congratulations, Denso. I'd like to thank the entire Denso team, important partners from FCA. Thank you very much, Seven. Thank you, Juliano. Congratulations to the winners.
Thank you very much. Now representing the supply chain management, inbound and outbound and IRF, we'll get Valentino Mantino, the supply chain management director for Latin America.
Good morning, Ira, Giuliano. Thank you for the invitation. A wonderful event, Giuliano. And thank you especially all because it is the first global event where we have these awards in many categories.
Welcome. So let's see the nominees for this morning. In the supply chain management inbound category, we have the following finalists: Espresso Nepomuceno, Toro, and DHL.
And the big winner is Espresso Nepomuceno. Espresso Nepomuceno presented excellent indicators of performance, surpassing expectation with a high level of reliability. It has shown to be a very flexible partner and ready to meet the demands from FCA at any time when it is called. Congratulations, Espresso.
Now, let's move to the supply chain management outbound category. The finalists in this category are SADA, NYK, Fulham, Argentina.
And the big winner is SADA, acknowledged for its partnership and CSI focus, the Customer Satisfaction Index. SADA is compromised to the continuous improvement of its process, serving with excellence and quality the terms required in logistics and road transportation for FCA vehicles. Congratulations, SADA.
And the last category of today's award is Supply Chain Management IRF. The finalists are Jasonave, Brenex, and NFC.
And the big winner is Jasonave. Jasonave has been responsible for implementing innovative global platform of data management for imports that helped improve logistic processes, identification of opportunities to reduce commercial costs and operational costs as well, sharing best practices to assess air and maritime flows. It has been essential for improved risk management, anticipating problems, and proposing an action plan to avoid big impact. Congratulations. I'd like to thank all the companies that received an award here and all the nominees. Congratulations, and thank you, Valentino, a big partner in managing suppliers. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now we'll watch another video acknowledging the best practices to fight the COVID-19. We'll see the efforts of two companies that worked jointly to refurbish respirators. I bring to you Jabil and Seda.
É assim.
So that's it. The more we join forces at a moment such as this one, the results of the actions and the best impact we have on people's lives. Juliano, unfortunately, we're coming to an end. Thank you for your participation and in this annual Supplier Conference Awards.
Thank you, Naira, for leading this event. It was fantastic to share the stage here with you.
Thank you, Juliano.
I thank everyone who organized this meeting here. I hope you all have enjoyed this meeting this year. We did our best for this event, to hold this event for you. We celebrated here 2019, but I thank you very much for everything you have been doing in 2020 to make us better prepared for the 2021 challenges. We will move together.
Once again, I'd like to remind you that the trophies will be handed in to winners in the near future. And we hope that we can be together very soon. Thank you very much and have you all a very good day.